Hey guys, so I got another gem for you, of course. So today we're talking about playing the victim and how playing the victim can keep you trapped in a karmic cycle. Okay, first of all, I talk about all of this, mumbo jumbo in my program, but I just like to give y'all a little tidbits of what I talk about, what I teach, what you be learning, okay, and how you be healing, growing, and evolving in my program. Okay, but anyway, let's not get off the topic. But how playing the victim, okay? So what do I mean by playing the victim? Okay, so if you feel that you have and do not, guys, you know how I talk to you guys. I love y'all so much. I don't judge anybody. We all go through this shit, okay? Collectively. But if you have a tendency of, instead of healing a wound, you place the blame on the person that put it there, you're a part of the problem. Take a deep breath, okay? So I'm just going to sit with me for a second, okay? So let me give you an example. So if you grew up in a household and you were an emotional child, this is not a bad thing, okay? You just were very in tune with your emotions, but you were surrounded by people who were not. So they rejected this. They didn't allow you to express your emotions freely. Now, fast forward a couple years, you're an adult who is still holding this wound because you're having a difficult time healing it. And instead of taking the time to heal that wound, you're just consistently placing blame on the person or people who put it there. You're preventing yourself from closing or healing a wound. And you're also keeping yourself trapped on the emotional plane as far as karmic cycles are concerned. I teach about this in the program. So there's three physical planes. There's three planes, okay, that you have to clear karmically. There's a physical plane, there's an emotional plane, and there's a mental plane. If you are trapped on the emotional plane, it's because you have emotional baggage that you are not healing. You have wounds, emotional wounds that you are not healing, and you're keeping yourself stuck in some way, form, or fashion, okay? So the example I have today, childhood wound because you're surrounded by people who were not able, who probably also had trauma, so they were unable to allow you to express yourself freely. You carry this wound into your adulthood, and then you had some difficulty healing that wound because you focused on who put the wound there. You putting the focus on who put the wound there and not putting the time and the effort into healing the wound, being consciously aware of when the wound was triggered, when the wound was created, okay, how you can delve deeper into that wound and understand why it's there, okay? Just all of this stuff I talk about in the program. We're not going to get into all of it today. But the point is, healing the wound instead of placing blame on the person that put it there is going to keep you, it's not going to keep you stuck in a cycle. But you playing the victim and saying, oh, my dad, he's the reason that I don't trust anybody, or he's the reason that I can't express myself in relationships because he made me stop crying, or he told me I can't cry, or crying makes me a punk. Okay, so that's messed up. Okay, we're not saying that that's not a problem. That's not the issue here. The issue is, yes, let's address why the wound is there. Okay, your dad told you some jacked up stuff when it came to your emotions, and then it taught you to suppress them. It taught you to repress your emotions. It taught you to dismiss them. We got that part. That's messed up. Let's acknowledge that. Okay, but now what are we going to do about it? What are we going to do with that wound? Are we going to keep saying, Dad, you got me messed up? Or are we going to say, okay, I need to get to the bottom of this. This is preventing me from having connections with my friends. This is preventing me from having connections with lovers, with family, okay, because I can't open up, okay? So let's dig into that wound. Let's get to the root of that problem. Let's understand, why did Dad teach me that? What kind of trauma did Dad have that made him think it was okay to teach me that? Let's start there. Then let's figure out why we allowed that wound to bring us into our mid-40s. What are we afraid of that's preventing us from healing that wound? What are we afraid of digging or delving into that's keeping us stuck in that emotional cycle, that emotional pattern, okay? And how are we going to step into our power and vindicate ourselves? How are we going to heal our inner child? How are we going to be more consciously aware of what's going on within us so we can move forward? Okay, that's what we need to focus on to clear that energy, okay? And when I ask you guys to forgive somebody, it's not because they deserve forgiveness or because they did not do anything wrong. It's because that baggage that you hold onto by not forgiving them is hurting you. It's not hurting them. It's keeping you stuck. Okay, guys? So I hope I'm making sense for somebody, but when you play the victim, you hurt yourself. You're not hurting the person that put the wound there. Okay, let's be clear. You're hurting yourself because you're keeping yourself trapped in the past. And you're holding people accountable for a wound that somebody created when you were 4 and 5 years old. Does that make sense? Okay, so I love y'all, but I just wanted to shed some light on that today. This is the gem I have for you today. Okay? And we're going to start talking about emotions soon, but I just wanted to start here. I love y'all, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.